Hello everybody, my name is Arturo, and I'm a personal trainer. And for you Spanish speakers, ¿qué pasa? Me llamo Arturo, yo hablo inglés. So, today, when we talk about another way to get thick. Now, it's going to be bodyweight exercises, like the title says. So, the difference between bodyweight exercises versus if you're going to be lifting weights, like squats, is that one's going to give you kind of a little bit of a different look, and it's going to take longer. The same principles still apply with variation and progression, but this is another type of variation that you can do as well, because it's just a different type of exercise, and it puts your body under a different kind of stress. And what it takes longer, it's a little bit harder. Your body's not getting the extra weight, so it's not, I guess, as much of a challenge for it, as the one way to put it. But it's a good way to get a very toned look. So if you want like really toned legs or really toned, abs, really toned butt, it would definitely be a good way to do it. Now, like I said, the same principles still apply, variation and progression, but you're going to do a lot more repetitions for each exercise. So you can do like 100 push-ups or 100 body squats, and not get the same amount of muscle increase in those areas as you would if you do like a bench press or a squat with a bar. So what you got to do is really think about, you got to really rely heavily on the variation. And this, if you have the weights, if you want to do it that way, you can go ahead and do it. But if you don't, body weights would be a good way to go about it. So variation can do a lot of different things. You can transition from a regular squat to a one-legged squat, okay, and that'll help with your balance too. You can go from a push-up to a one-arm push-up. You can do a side plank push-up. You can do handstand push-ups, whereas like you're on your hands, you're standing on your hands, pretending upside down, and then you're just pushing up, okay? That'll get your triceps, it'll get your shoulders, your traps, your deltoids, and a little bit of your bicep because of that eccentric action. You having to control it as you come down. And that's one good thing about bodyweight exercises. It's very good for your stabilizing muscles because you're practicing a lot more balance. Where, as a lot of bodyweight exercises will have you sit on a bench or something that'll help stabilize you without you having to worry about it. So like a bench press, you'd be laying down on the bench and you're pushing up, so you don't have to worry about like as if you're doing a push-up, which is different because then you have nothing supporting you besides what's touching the ground. There's a lot less stabilizing things there besides just your muscles, so you're relying more on your stabilizing muscles. So variation is very important. Progression. You really want to have a measuring tape for this. So let me see if I got it here. Yeah, here it is. You can get a measuring tape like this, okay, at probably at any sports store or anywhere online, really. Just look up sports measuring tape or something like that, and you'll find it. So it's a good way to keep track of your progress and see how your legs have grown, your body has grown. Anywhere you're measuring, you see how they've changed and gotten bigger or smaller or stayed the same. You don't have to do it every day because it's not going to come every day. It's going to take a long time, okay? Probably, I don't know, every 2 months, probably a good time to check. There's also a way to check your body fat, and I think I linked all that stuff before. So, I'll just link it again later. So you guys can check it out. Yeah, your body fat, your BMI, and see how all that's doing. BMI isn't really too much of a concern as long as you're healthy. So if you're like say if you're like good body fat, say if you're low body fat, you can go to, a higher BMI, I'm actually at the peak BMI right now. Like I'm almost over but I have got very low body fat. So if I were to like gain an extra pound, either way, I'd be over. That's how close I am. If I gain an extra pound either way, I'd be like over. I'd be considered obese at that point, or overweight or whatever considered BMI, and but I'd still be healthy physically. So it's not that much of a concern, like I said, as long as you're healthy. But that's getting away from the point of this video. Bodyweight exercises is the point of this video. There's really no other way I could tell you about variation. I'd have to demonstrate to you, and there's just so many ways to do it. I don't think I would be able to properly do it in just one video. So I'll have to make that later on to do it some real justice. And there's so many different ways to do it. Like I said, there's ways that even I can't do it just because there's no, I want to say, structures around here that are proper for it. There's not really any bodyweight gyms, and it's not like I live in California where they got all these things just sitting out in Long Beach. So, or you can just go and it's like, hey, I'm gonna pay have a gym on the beach or whatever. It's like they don't have that here because it's in the north. They don't leave that shit outside. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. But that is a good way to do bodyweight exercises. It's like so you can just go to a playground or a park and just use the stuff they have there, and that's one way to get ahead, I guess you could say. Let's see. If your body is used to bodyweight exercises, it's gonna be very hard to do variation on it because the body is just so adaptable. Because that's how I kind of grew up doing was bodyweight exercises because I didn't have a full-on gym that I could go to, and that was what my background was in. I started in Taekwondo, and then then I did basketball, and so it was all body weight and plyometrics. So if your body's just used to it, it's just gonna be a lot harder to do variation and stress it out. So a way around that is to go slower on your exercises, on your repetitions. So say if I'm doing a squat, right? Say if I'm doing and I'm just used to going and pounding them out. I go slower, and then I hold it here for extra stress, and then I go up, and I go slow. That way, when it's so easy for you, then you start pounding them out like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. That way, you can put the extra time under your tension, and that's basically putting the extra stress that you're progressing that way as a variation. And that's it. That's the thing. I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but basically, how you build muscle is that the muscle has to go through time under tension. So the more time under your tension is how it works. You still have to kind of stick with the 3 sets of 10 when it comes to weightlifting, but some people get around that by doing extra reps and doing them fast. But this way you don't have to worry about doing like 1,000 reps, and then you can just move on to the next exercise. And also you'd be using more of the phosphate energy system, I don't know if I mentioned that different types of energy system rather than the oxygen, where if you're just moving fast, you're using a lot more oxygen. But if you're moving slow, you'll be using more of the phosphate, which is basically what fuels muscles better. And I have to do a video on the different types of energy systems soon, so stick around for that one. Subscribe to see that, and that's the end of this video. So I'll see you guys next time, and thank you for watching. Peace.